Fuck. I don't know what to do, guys. I don't know what to do. Shit. Help. I don't know what to do, you guys. Guys, I don't know what to do. Help. Fuck. I don't have this fire extinguisher. Fuck. Shit. Oh my god. I don't know what to do. Help. I need a fire extinguisher. I need to put this out. I don't know what to do. Help me, please. I need help.
I've always found it hilarious how she's just like running around screaming, I need help, I don't know what to do. Like anybody that's watching your stream can just like magically appear and bring you a fire extinguisher. Like, and how do you like not, I guess young females don't know how to cook anymore, so like, maybe she wouldn't know about like baking soda to put out fire. And I think she like might have legitimately gotten hurt when she first tried to grab the pan off of there, and like she sloshed the whatever was on the grease, I guess, that was on fire around. Like, did you see her after she puts it back in the sink at the end when it finally burns out? Like the way she's holding her hand, I think she might actually burn herself pretty bad. Like that whole sequence is just insane.
Oh man, I got a grease burn on my knuckles a couple weeks ago making pierogies. I was dropping them in the oil, like a fool, and a couple drops splashed up on me. And oh man, like the next day, it blistered up real bad. It was pretty gross. I haven't had a good grease burn in a while. Actually, I was noticing the other day. So the job I was doing for the last 3 months was kind of soft, like it was kind of cushy. And after this last weekend of like work and doing like installs like I used to do, dude, my hands hurt. I feel like it's like when you first learn to play the guitar and like you're getting calluses and like your fingertips hurt. Like my hands, I just feel like soft, like covered in cuts. Like I'm like my hands are sore, dude. Not like the bones, not like the joints. It's like my skin hurts. I'm like, oh man, I've gone soft.
Poor guy.
Yeah, that's all right. How you build them back?
I've actually got some scars on this hand when I was in college and working at Applebee's. So it was funny. We did peddling fiction last night. We were talking about Trump cooking the fries and everything. Like I was always one of the fryers. Like I ran the fryers when I worked at Applebee's in college, and then when I worked for Buffalo Wild Wings a few years ago. Like I always ran the fryers, and I took a lot of pride in doing a good job of it. And so one night I was cleaning out one of the fryers, and you always leave some of the old like hot grease in the bottom of the fryer, so you can get like a steel wool pad in there and clean out and get all the shit out of the inside of the fryer with that, and before you completely flush it out. So I got the steel wool in there, and I'm like scrubbing all this crap out of the bottom of the fryer with the old hot grease that's still in the bottom, and I sloshed it up into the corner, and it splashed and came back and just completely covered my hand and went about halfway up my wrist. And like I went and stuck it underwater real quick and tried to wash it off, and it was fine. I made it through the rest of the night, but my hand, like my whole hand, just blistered up. It was it was bad. I've got a handful of like little scars where after it finally healed, some of it just didn't. The skin didn't really come back together right. So yeah, I mean it was probably gnarly. Yeah, when you get a good grease burn, that shit hurts.
I judge people with pristine hands.
Well, I mean that's what you get for trying to clean it all the way out. That's where the flavor comes from.
Yeah, can you get that good flavor of Wild Wings past.
Oh man, I think when I worked at Buffalo Wild Wings, or not B-Dubs at Applebee's, I think I was the only one of the fry cooks that like would consistently clean the fryer all the way out, like drop it out, clean, and get all the shit out of it. And, like I went on vacation for a couple weeks and wasn't there. And when I came back, the grease was just like dark and nasty, and like you could tell when it hasn't been cleaned out properly.
Oh yeah,
the chicken strips and the French fries, they don't look like that good golden crisp color. They have
and
they
they
have
get
like
a
a
taste.
tint to them.
Yeah, like brand new fresh oil isn't ideal. Like you want to like after a couple things have been cooked in it, then it hits its prime. It's like playing pool, and you once you get 3 beers in, you're just nailing them. But once you get that
that
5
corner
beer,
pocket.
yep, boom, you're done. You get that, you get that like 2 beer window there where you're real hot. It's kind of like that with the fry oil too.
That's what I like to do was with the fresh oil, the ones that were, and especially I really like opening because I could always count on whoever if it wasn't me closing, the closing guy wasn't going to clean out any of the fryers. So I would open and get there early and drop one of the fryers right off the bat and put fresh grease in it and let it warm up. And then about the time it's time to start cooking the chips for the day, like the tortilla chips, use the fresh hot grease for the tortilla chips, and then that gets it warmed up, and then your tortilla chips look really good. But that also gets it that couple runs, so that now the grease has had a chance to kind of
get them flavor particles in there.
Yeah. See, there's so much to this that it's an art.
Dude, you're right. Like fry cook is like the stereotypical like stupid minimum wage job. But dude, I like working in restaurants. One of the things, and you might have multiple tasks, including fryers. But one of the things I like about like the fryers is it's got the timers, right? So it's a lot of Okay, one of the really fun things to me about cooking a meal in general is the puzzle of bringing it all together at the end. You want everything to finish at about the same time, so everything's still hot, but some stuff's got to rest. And then, of course, you have burner restrictions. And anyhow, you really get a good puzzle like that. And the fryer was a really fun piece into it. You gotta sort of plan some stuff out. Man, I like working with fryers. It could be a little grody. And I definitely hated cleaning them. I worked at a place and we cleaned them every Monday was when we, I cleaned them out, and I always work Mondays. It was fine. And then one week, whatever schedule got fucked up, I didn't work Monday. I come in Tuesday and the fryers weren't clean, and I was so pissed. And the dude's like, "Oh, it didn't seem like it needed to be clean." I'm like, motherfucker, we clean them every fucking Monday. I don't fucking get out of your fucking task. You know what I mean? Push that shit off on me again. Like I do it every week without complaining, but god damn it, this was my week off.
One time so there were 3 fryers, and 2 of them were getting pretty gnarly. Like they hadn't been cleaned in a while, and it was dead as fuck. Like there was nothing going on. It was like a Thursday night. This was before Thursday night football was a thing. There's not shit going on. So so I told the kitchen manager, I was like, look, fryer 1 and 3 are disgusting. I was like, I'm gonna drop them both. And she's like, so we're only gonna be running on 1 fryer for the night. So I was like, is that think that's gonna be a problem? And the kitchen manager's like, no, we're slow as shit. Just go ahead. Like they need them bad. So I dropped both of these things. No sooner do I get all of the old oil out, and it takes 2 stuff to warm up. So I put the new stuff in, and there was like a black church having a revival, and they let out, and everybody just shows up at Applebee's to eat, and then they're all ordering fried chicken.
That's a lot of fry station. Yep, that's all they eat. Fried food.
I was like, you might want to go tell them either order some steaks, or if they're cool with waiting, it's gonna take a while because I've got 1 fryer to do all of this with. And they went out and talked to them, and they were like, no, we're fine. You can just take your time. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're supposed to order fucking steaks. Now I got to cook 10 people's worth of food in 1 fryer. It's going to take forever. My night is completely fucked.
We're so sorry, guys. All of our drank machines are down for today as well. Shit. I was setting up to record here, and my whole desk is just a mess. It looks like when I was a teenager, and the reason why is I've recently gotten back into and introduced my wife to the game Worms. I know Jay's familiar.
Oh yeah,
with Worms.
Me and my boys are very familiar. We love those games.
I'll put up for anybody who's not. I got something to play in the background here, but yeah. So the wife's really into it, which is awesome. But we play co-op, we play as on the otherwise, there'd be tensions, and she had to learn. but she's getting pretty good. It's seriously one of the best games like ever. Turn-based strategy.
Yeah.
And
And it's got ridiculous like weapons. It's Looney Tunes kind of.
yeah, dude, they've got like tons of different different voices that you can give the worms, different voice schemes, and of course they're all. I mean, I don't want to say racist, but they're all countries. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you can also name them offensive names too. That's
Oh, well,
the fun part when you're playing with your friends.
Yes, for sure. But yeah, it's a blast. If
You I can't remember. Does that one have the holy hand grenade or the donkey anvil?
Yeah, I'm not sure if this one has the concrete donkey. We haven't gotten that one yet. It does have the holy hand grenade. This is Worms 2 Armageddon, which is like a version. Worms 2, I think, was the big one, and then Worms 2 Armageddon was real similar. I remember when I was a kid, I had one that like, dude, you could adjust, and I was enough of a nerd where I'd do this. You could adjust every effect for like every weapon. So how much power it has, how big the blast radius is, how much wind it can, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. And like I totally set up, different schemes. I knew some dudes, and they're like, this guy's 10, 20 years older than me. And this was about 20 years ago now that I was on a bowling league back in the day, and he was in the same league, and he played Worms. But he had this like a ladder league, they called it. And they play online, it was way after like the game stopped being supported, but they were big computer nerds, so they got it figured out. And they played with only bazookas and grenades and ninja ropes, and that was it.
Oh, those are fun.
Yeah, none of the other weapons or anything like that. And dude, like the skill of these motherfuckers with the bazooka and the hand grenades, like they could touch you from anywhere. It was.
You need to do some Halo deathmatch with rock.
Well, we might have lost Justin's thought there.
Something about Halo Slayer.
Oh no, something about being gay.
Yeah.
Oh, what up, Carlos?
Yes, Halo. Bazookas on, or rocket launchers only.
The bazooka. That's like the tournament way to play, dude. That's like the real fucking way. But yeah, you use the wind. You gotta, for anybody who doesn't know, all of our vast audience out there, you use the wind. Certain weapons are affected by the wind. So you'll like shoot up and out and around. It's fun, crazy. Oh man, I'm gonna, in honor of Carlos, I'm gonna change my Worms voice scheme to Mexican.
Nice.
Next time I play. I think it's currently Brooklyn or something. They've got all the great races. French, Australian.
Well, that was Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat. Whoopsie.
Oh, yeah. That's what it sounded like. But yeah, man. Pretty good for a 90s game. So that's been our big thing, is pretty much every spare minute we get, the wife's like, so we're going to play some Worms? We're going to play some Worms?
What's funny is there's been like so many AAA games that have come out this year that have just flopped and lost money. And yet we still go back and play the old ones,
Yeah, man. Yeah, I just I rebought this a couple weeks ago.
I saw some statistics. I saw some statistics the other day about the number of people still Fallout New Vegas. Everything total hours that get logged on. It's like insane. All these new games that come out and then people still go back and play.
Oh yeah, the what do you call it? Like your peak like continuous player number on Steam, like for the Fallout games, is like way higher than like a lot of the newer games. I think like Ubisoft has like released 2 flops this year. Then there's another one that just came out too, and then there was that Star Wars game. No. One of the games got pulled off the shelf already. Like it was only on the market for like 2 weeks, and they're like, "All right, people hate this. We're just taking it down off the store."
We've been trying to find a physical copy of Batman Arkham Origins for the 360 because they discontinued it, and now it's like virtually impossible to find. And my dumb ass back like several years ago, we had two Xboxes and a bunch of games that we didn't play, And so I sold the Xbox, or I sold one of the Xboxes and a bunch of the games. Not really. I don't know why. In hindsight, like me now never would have done that, and I don't know why me then did that because it seems very uncharacteristic. It must have been like not long after I stopped drinking. That's usually not good whenever I'm not drinking. I'm not a functional alcoholic, but I definitely do better when I have a drink every once in a while. So anyway,
Dude,
I did some dumb shit and got rid of a bunch of stuff that I shouldn't have, and now I'm like on a mission to recollect everything that I got rid of when I shouldn't have been getting rid of shit. And we've been having a lot of trouble finding a physical copy of Arkham Origins. Like GOG, you can get it on GOG.
It's on Steam also. The multiplayer is disabled though. Yeah.
See, that sucks. But I mean, you can get it on GOGs.
I have a physical 360 copy. I also have it on Steam. I'm still looking for somebody that can like make a mod that makes the multiplayer still work because that multiplayer was so much fun. Like, Dag, do you ever play like Splinter Cell?
I played for PS1 back in the day.
Do you ever play like the multiplayer?
Maybe once or twice, but I didn't have any friends who were like as good. And then I really hated split. You know what I did for split screen games? I actually at one point devised using duct tape and cardboard a divider.
Oh my gosh!
So you couldn't see the other person's screen.
That's part
to
of the
answer
fun.
your question, though, no, probably not. Sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. No, it's an asymmetric multiplayer game. So like you have like one team of Joker's thugs versus one team of Bane's thugs, and then there's a third team where you get to play as Batman or Robin. So it's like this weird like multiplayer game. It was unique and fun for the time. So like some of you are playing.
Yeah,
like,
it was definitely
a
different kind of a multiplayer experience.
Like one of those like sleeper games that like nobody talked about or whatever, but then like it kind of like went and came and gone, with the wind.
Some games just hit that, and I mean, it's one of those things that it might not even be like easy to devise. It's just kind of luck. Where some games, especially for multiplayer, they just have some perfect balance of skill, luck, whatever it is, that just makes them fun and live on. Some games are just like gimmicky, so they're fun for like the first couple days or something. But there's some games that they become just good fucking games. And I don't know if it's it's just how much chance it is.
Well, I feel like the Fallout games are always just like a good fucking game because there are so many different ways you can play. There's so many different directions you can go with your character. You have so many different like loadouts for how like the perks and stuff that you can choose. Like there's so much variety with it that like you can just play and finish it and be like, all right, well, what would happen if I had made this choice? And again, go back and redo it and play it that way.
Yeah, the mods on the weapons and stuff. It's all kind of unique, situational, whatever.
Yeah, same with the Elder Scrolls games. You really want to piss off somebody, go on one of their Reddits and like tell them like you always play for the Empire when you play Skyrim. Well, that was a really niche nerdy joke.
Yeah, sorry, I don't I'm not familiar with either of those games. I don't. Yeah,
I've played some. I've played some Skyrim, but not enough to.
Morrowind and Oblivion. Morrowind and Oblivion. Those are my two bangers.
Skyrim's I've played a lot more Oblivion than I did Skyrim.
Back before they decided to make a shitty Star Wars knockoff that doesn't have aliens. Thanks, Bethesda.
Just Human Star Wars?
Yeah, that's Star Citizen. Imagine like Fallout or Elder Scrolls in space, like a space opera, but no aliens. And you do a lot of drilling and looking for minerals.
All right.
It's like a less engaging No Man's Sky.
Yeah. Before they updated it.
Yeah. It's like No Man's Sky before No Man's Sky got the update and became good. Like Bethesda looked at No Man's Sky on the original launch and was like, we can update our graphics and put that exact game out, and it'll fucking kill because we're Bethesda. And then it just didn't. And I mean, have they figured it? Like, I don't know. I played a little bit of Skyfall, but I haven't, or Starfall or whatever the fuck it is. But anyway, I haven't gone back to it. I played like maybe a couple of hours, and he's like, yeah, well, maybe some other time.
I love it was it came out during like the big checkbox DEI push in AAA games, and one of the fucking most hilarious things is like you're playing the game and you're getting these messages from this Russian stereotypical Russian accent, and then you go and meet him in person and it's a black dude. You're like, wait, what? Fuck that game. I'm glad I didn't pay for it. Thanks,
Yes.
Game Pass.
Yes, agreed.
God, what other games have I played recently that have been just like dog shit? The Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. That was pretty fucking awful.
Sean really liked it initially, but like, so I watched him play. I didn't play it myself, and I kind of got it. Like, for gameplay wise, it was fun, but for like the story wise and a lot of the other stuff with the game, it was just kind of stupid and didn't really make good sense. And so I was like, yeah, this is fun, but also like, what the fuck? Like, this is terrible. So yeah, he like after he beat it, that kind of was the end of it, and it was like, yeah, okay, this was like, well, it was fun for a playthrough, and then now that it's over, it's over. Like, you know, like we were talking about, like with the Fallouts, you know, you have a real high replay value on some of those games, and then that one was one of those that was like, okay, it's done, so time to move on.
Yeah, that was kind of like Warner Brothers' answer to that really shitty Avengers game that they had that they've already like stopped supporting. Like, fuck, dude. Like, why does everything have to be online supported now? Like, you can't just buy a game and play it. Like that was another thing with the Avengers game. They stopped supporting it, so it's like, all right, cool, you bought this, so you know. Your mediocre experience, you can't like revisit it.
Whatever happened with Anthem? Speaking of games that they stopped supporting that were bombs.
Well, BioWare's not doing so hot these days. What did they?
Yeah, I was really hyped for Anthem. Like, it looked like it was going to be badass, and then gameplay was clunky. The story was way too short, and they promised like all of this other stuff that was going to be coming out later, and then none of it ever came. It was like, all right, so that was a waste of $60.
Yeah, I never played it. I really like a lot of BioWare's earlier work, especially like the Mass Effect series, and the Knights of the Old Republic stuff. But hey, Dag, you want to talk about football?
I'm always game to talk about football. I mean, we've done video games. We talked about working in restaurants as fry cooks. There's not any like real news that's happened since Monday. Like on Monday, we talked about, you know, the Trump stuff over the weekend and some of the Kamala stuff. Like, there hasn't really been anything else that's gone on in particular that I can think of over the past 2 days. So yeah, it's a good shoot the shit show.
The memes from him working at McDonald's were great.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect. Yeah.
It was funny as he's such a troll, man. It's like basically so you could say he worked 15 minutes more than her at a McDonald's. Like, it's brilliant. Mwah, chef's kiss.
Well, and then you get all the left-wing media that's just absolutely losing their shit about it. Like, this was staged. It wasn't
of
real.
Course.
Yeah, no shit. You motherfuckers have tried to kill him 3 fucking times. Like, obviously, they're gonna have vetted everybody that's coming through the drive-through line.
Dude, the funniest thing, I like everyone's like they're watching like the main clips that are circulating. The one thing that almost made me like piss myself laughing was when he was like talking about the journalist outside, where he was just going to throw the bag of fries at him. I don't know why that would just
Wouldn't it-
tickle me the right
What do you
way.
think a Trump fry goes for on eBay?
Oh gosh.
All right, hold on. I gotta see if there's any.
See if anybody
Well, you know,
that went to
it's
that
eBay
was
where
in
you
the
can sell that
drive-through, like
stuff?
put their Trump fries up for sale. Oh no, they're not selling that shit. They're putting that stuff in a fucking glass box on the mantle. Like this is my
Well, you
Trump
know,
McDonald's meal.
They'll keep, all the preservatives and all.
Yeah, you don't have to refrigerate them.
That's right. They'll stay on the mantle fine.
Oh yes, the petrified Donald Trump French fry of 2024.
That's good. The Smithsonian or
That's
something.
perfect. That is
Right.
That is perfect, and also going to be like probably legitimate.
He's selling MAGA Donald's T-shirts.
MAGA Donald's.
Well, everybody
Oh, God,
forgets
I love it.
like this he's been like good or bad, whatever. McDonald's, it is what it is. But this he's been like in their corner for like years. Like, did he do a commercial with like Grimace back when we were in high school?
I think so. Yeah, I think I remember.
Dude's been selling Big Macs for a while.
I mean, remember the national championship celebration? The Clemson
dude.
came to the White House,
That was
and he like had everything loaded out with McDonald's.
my favorite thing was like the media was like, how these finely tuned athletes, how can he like feed them this trash? And then like if you look at all of their social medias, they're like, dude, this is fucking awesome. I got 3 Big Macs.
and like all these finely tuned athletes, how can you feed them this trash? Like, have you ever been around college athletes? Do you know what these motherfuckers eat? Like, finely tuned.
I just need calories, man. I can eat everything and be fine.
Right. It doesn't.
Oh, those are the
right, It
days.
doesn't fucking matter. You're just trying to stuff your gourd. Like it's.
Dude, I remember I was when I was around that age, I was riding a motorcycle, and dude, I would go to Burger King or McDonald's and just buy like a big bag of food, like off their whichever dollar menu they had, and I would set that on my gas tank between my legs and ride my bike home, and then just stuff my face.
That's like working for large college sports teams and travel and everything else. It's like, yeah, there are times where you eat, like you have specific diet stuff things that you're eating and things that you're not supposed to eat and stuff like that. And also there are times where you just eat whatever the fuck. Like they would order pizzas and everybody would get a large pizza. Like everybody on the team, and this is the women's team, everybody on the team would get their own large pizza. It's like, and then they would all eat it. Like you can get a fucking Domino's or Papa John's pizza and just like everybody's putting away their own pizza. Like nobody's particularly worried about what's the healthiest choice for topping on your pizza. It's just get whatever the fuck you want. Like we gotta get food in us. We're making a 18-hour road trip from the game that we just finished to the next game that we have 2 days from now. Like we're going to live in a bus. Get ready to load up on pizza. Here we go.
Yeah, when you're young with that metabolism, like the only thing that matters is like I need calories.
Right. Get in my belly.
So somebody, I guess, is selling a thing of fake French fries or French fry. I don't know. It's only $24. It can't be the real things. But it just says, okay, get ready to make a bold statement with these Trump French fries. These fries are a perfect addition to any collection of political memorabilia. Crafted with care and attention to detail, they are sure to delight any fan of French fries or politics. Made in the United States with high-quality materials, these French fries are a must-try for anyone who loves collecting unique and interesting items. If you're a fan of presidential candidates or simply appreciate the finer things in life, these Trump French fries are sure to impress. So why wait? Add to your collection today. It's just fries. It's like I don't know if they're real. That's all it says about them.
Whoever did that write-up is a marketing genius, though.
I know. Like, look, we already sell fake fries. How can we capitalize on this?
Seeing that picture just reminded me, like, AI art has fucking ruined everything. Like that picture of Donald, like, not this one, but the one where he's leaning out the window waving. Like, I know it's a real photo, but like because of AI art, like, I'm skeptical of everything now.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's like the picture of.
It's like a Norman Rockwell painting almost.
It's like the picture of the security guard dude that was like went to check on that black chick that comes out with a knife and is like slashes his face multiple times before he
That
shoots
was a
her?
Georgetown basketball great. Put some
Yeah,
respect on the name.
So, like, yeah, the picture of him with the gun, like his arm stuck out with the gun. That looks like that looks like a shot out of Hardcore Henry or something, like,
Did you guys
or something from a video game.
have you guys seen any of the edits for that? Like someone did like a Doom edit that looked like Doom 93. And they added the sound effects and everything.
Is this a Trump fry because it looks like Trump? Does that look like Trump? It looks like Worms from the game Worms. But it says it's a Trump French fry for sale for $5.
Man, I really
It's like
want to play
whenever
Worms
you
now.
whenever people like sell a pancake that looks like Jesus or something.
Yeah, I at first I'm like, oh, maybe it's one of the fries from the thing, but it doesn't say that. And looking at it, it kind of looks like it's Trump. Oh fuck me!
Lord.
Fuck, I want to play Worms.
They're out there.
They are.
Worms are out there.
Ringworm, flatworm,
Look
lots
at
of
this
worms.
one. Look at this one, McDon.
See, I was strongly considering doing like a stream of my own show. I've got a few articles that I wanted to read whenever I get home, but y'all are kind of making me feel like maybe instead of being productive and like doing actual shit today, I should just go home and look for worms and play a video game.
Yeah, well,
Worms
See,
Armageddon.
this has been my big problem of the last several weeks is the news is so either stupid or it's like serious, but it's not serious stuff that I'm actually concerned with or care about, that I've kind of lost my will for productivity. Like I don't actually want to, I don't want to sit down and write. I don't want to sit down and read stuff. I don't want to really like do shows on stuff. I just want to play video games and like stomp bugs, shoot Terminators in the face. You know,
that's why I'm thinking about
destroy stuff.
bringing back my stream. I'm just gonna do whatever I want. Like I'm not gonna pigeonhole myself into it's a movie show. I'm just if I want to stream video games one night, cool. Want to talk about a book, cool. Want to make fun of Kamala, cool. The fall collection. Holy shit, the fall collection's out.
Yeah, guys, this you want to see? Go to shop for the
What?
fall. I'm on Trump's Trump store, trumpstore.com. I think this is actually Trump's.
Okay, they did a good job with that football, conditioning it. I know you might not know, Dag, but like they put the footballs through like a certain type of regiment to get them ready for play.
Uh-huh.
It looks game ready.
They got to like scuff it up real good, or like the special mud they use in baseball.
Yeah, similar.
It's less of a mud and more of an oil.
I mean, Trump knows his base, and a big part of his base is football fans. If you're gonna do a football, you got to do it right.
Oh, did you guys did you guys play the clip? I wasn't around Monday. With him going to that barbershop. He went to a barbershop. I can't remember where it was. It was like I don't know, maybe a New York Rican barbershop, maybe some sort of minority. I don't know. Anyway, like he goes there and like they're talking about like the cost to do business and things like that, and like their energy bills and like.
Oh yes, I did see that where the guy said it like his it was a black guy. He said his energy bill had gone from like
$700% increase
to $15,000. Yeah.
Yeah, and like that's the thing. Like this fucking cop, she can't go on anything and be, come across as like a human being, but yet you have like the Don going on like fucking Theo Vaughn or whatever, and like he just come on, man. It's all pro wrestling, but like. The dude he's hilarious. I like watching the guy.
But see, that's the great thing about it is, yes, it's all pro wrestling, and Donald Trump has experience with that. Like he is one of the kings of pro wrestling. Gosh, that was one of the most Have either of you gotten a chance to watch the Mr. McMahon on Netflix?
You haven't yet.
Excellent series. It's only 6 episodes, so it's it's quick. It's a quick watch, and it's going to be for both of you too, because it was for me. Like it's going to be a trip down memory lane with all of the wrestling stuff from the 80s and 90s and the early 2000s and everything. But there's a big part of it where they are talking about like Donald Trump and everything with Trump. Whenever Trump versus McMahon was like a big thing for the WWE, like yeah, Trump understands and he knows. I had actually made a post about this back, gosh, in like 2017 or 2018. Whenever the left was just like getting mad about everything Trump did all the time, he would go to rallies and talk about like beer and football in Alabama, and they get mad. It's like, dude, it's all theater. Like he knows how to play to a crowd. He knows what his audience is and how to sell something to his audience. Like Trump plays the heel very well when he needs to. Like he understands the dynamic of the heel and the face, and he can go either way. And like with the left, the way he plays that heel role is like it's theater genius. It's beautiful. Like I don't know. It's like you can't teach that. Like the way that he trolls, like the McDonald's thing. That's a troll. That's 100% a troll. But it's also like it plays to both sides perfectly.
Yeah, he plays the babyface role well. Even I mean, look at Home Alone: Lost in New York, Home Alone 2.
Mm-hmm.
How would Kevin McAllister have found the desk if not for him?
It's true. We've I'm sure I've mentioned this on here before, but it's so funny. Any movie that's shot in a Trump like building, they don't have to put the scene in the movie, but they have to shoot a scene with Trump in it, and somebody has to address him as Mr. Trump. Like it's like in his like contract for letting them shoot at his hotels and shit. They don't have to put the scene in the movie, but they're shooting it. They just put it in that one.
Well, did you see they've like edited it out? There are
Canada.
Recent,
yeah, Canada.
Oh, okay. We watched it recently and saw it. I think last Christmas we watched Home Alone 2. And
I think that was a mandate from Fidel Castro's son.
Speaking of in Canada, have you seen like there are polls and like articles that have been written about like the rising surge of young males who are huge Trump supporters in Canada? I imagine when you live under that regime with Trudeau and all of what he's been doing for long enough, you eventually become a fascist. Like
I know a couple guys in
this
Alberta.
is what you push people to.
I know a couple guys in Alberta. When the South rises again, we're going to liberate Alberta from Canada.
Hell yeah! I mean, I'm pretty sure it's our destiny to liberate Canada.
21% of Canadians, I guess, would prefer Trump win. Trump's popularity has increased 6 percentage points from the 2020 survey.
Well, yeah, they're
under 55 years of age. Yeah,
their economy prospers when we do. I mean, they're our little brothers.
Yeah, they get the big warm blanket of American protection around them. You know. Yeah. To paraphrase a Daniel Tosh quote.
Well, it's a nice quilt. Yeah. I like it.
It is. It's like a quilt because of the states. Oh my goodness, you're so clever. Yeah, those under 55 years of age. Well, I have to imagine like Canada is like the U.S., where it's like, sure, the spots we know of and hear from are like the big cities, but like the other half of the country, if not more, you never hear from because they're in the middle and they're fucking rural or whatever. Like Canada, like there's no way like rural Canadians are like, oh yeah, I love Trudeau.
I know urban Canadians that hate him, but the way their voting system works, they don't have a voice because they do that ranked choice voting, don't they?
Well, it's an interesting thing.
Several people.
It's another interesting thing, like the way stuff gets reported in Canada. Like I have a couple friends that live in different parts of Canada that they'll send me like a a text message or something, and be like, hey, what about this with Trump? I'm like, that's complete bullshit. I'm like, do y'all not get like the way that the way the stuff about Trump gets reported in Canada is even more radical than the way that it gets reported about Trump in America. It's like, no wonder like a lot of especially urban Canadians don't like Trump and think that Trump is like some sort of evil genius type character. It's because they get it even more skewed than what we see it here. It's insane.
It really must be. So like a lot of like the pages, even like non-political pages that I'm on like Facebook, like my Simpsons pages, my Simpsons memes and shit. A lot of those people are British, or a lot of them are Australian. Australian people love the fucking Simpsons. But just on comments on stuff, the way they talk about like America, yeah, dude, it's like, I mean, they think that like I must have dodged 17 bullets on my way to the store today. You know what I mean? Like, it's just you're just gonna get, yeah, especially the guns and shootings and shit. Like, it's now they have to keep that propaganda up real hard in those places that have banned guns, you know, because they really got to make them think they made the right decision. You know, we're the smart ones over here. So, you know, it doesn't surprise me either way. But yeah, dude, it's crazy hearing people from other countries talk about the U.S., you know, how they think we are, how they think we think, or anything related to guns.
Yeah, it's nuts. Like I said, I mean, we think that our left-wing media is this big propagandist, state talking piece or mouthpiece. Like, and then I see stuff from other countries and talk to people. Like I said, my Canadian buddies, that they'll send me stuff. And I'm like, where the fuck did that even come from? I'm like, that is this like the way things get reported to y'all? I'm like, yeah, this is what most of our news is on stuff from the U.S. I'm like, that is so far from the reality of how things are here. I'm like, you're like one of them. I'm like, you're close enough. You could just walk across and see for yourself. Like, like one of them lives up a ways out in the so like Canadian rural country they're even more remote than what we are out in the middle of like BFE, Indiana.
Yeah, dude.
When she was telling me about
towns,
like there's,
I'm like, who the fuck lives there? That's got to be awful.
Yeah. She was telling me about like the town and like the church and the school, and which having a school in the town is not necessarily a big deal. I mean, I grew up in a county that's one of the smallest counties in the state of Kentucky, and we had a school, and it was a small school. But then she talks about like the school that her daughter goes to, and there's like 45 kids in the entire school. I'm like, what? Like way out in the middle of nowhere. But I mean, it's also really cool.
Prevent inbreeding. It's like you have like arranged marriages and shit in a town like that, man.
Yeah, it's interesting. But the other guy, my other friend, he lives like just outside of Toronto and like south of Toronto. So like he literally could just walk across if he wanted to. But yeah, they send me stuff all the time. It's like, yeah, that's not the reality of, like, maybe in like Chicago's South Side that might be a daily reality, but like how do people like in foreign countries who get that kind of reporting on stuff even think that there are any Americans left? Like, we should all be dead by now. We should have all been killed by gun violence.
We just get it's because we're so fat that we absorb the bullets. Yeah, we can take a few hits. Who's this? Like, speaking of cousin fucking, we watched this movie last night called The Estate, and that's from 2022. It was silly, like Anna Faris and like David Duchovny and a bunch of people in it. David Duchovny's character is like awesome. So like what I like about, so of course he had like his whole sex addiction like thing, a while back, and there was like he had to take a leave of absence from the X-Files for quote unquote exhaustion, but I'm sure it was sex addiction. But like now, like all the roles he plays, like in Californication, the movie or the show, not the movie, which he was also in the movie, which is they're completely unrelated, which is funny. But the show, like he's like, you know, I don't know how to say it, a playboy for lack of a better term. You know what I mean? He's crushing a lot of puss. But now, like even like in his movies, like he plays like a pervert character, you know, and it's just like, fuck, lean into it. People still love him. I guess he didn't really get like Me Too'd. So like, you know, he's not, as far as I know, not accused of like, you know, molesting anybody.
So he had a sex addiction, but it was all consensual, and like he wasn't being a creep about it. He was just like banging, everything he could get his hands on.
Park episode. You probably remember with Tiger Woods and this and that, and the, you know, all the guys have, oh man, I can't believe it's so crazy that these men, why would they go cheat on their wives when they become millionaires? Because, you know, we don't want to admit that we do the same thing, you know, kind of thing. But they have the sex addiction class, and it's like David Duchovny and Bill Clinton and David Letterman, you know, and this and that. So, you know, it's some guys sort of got in the graces of being able, you know, there's a window of time where you could claim a mental illness, and that's why you were, you know, such a fucking coos hound, you know. So I think he got in that sweet spot where he's still allowed to be in movies and stuff, but he still also gets to play that, you know, where he's kind of creepy. Anyhow, they're a bunch of family members, you know, and they're like, I don't know, that cousin, he always seems like he's been a little too into us for cousins. And he's like, no, come on, it'll be fine. There's whole websites dedicated to it. It's perfectly normal. We'll have to adopt, obviously, but you know. He's got a mustache. It's great. Sorry, I've got a little bit of a crush on David Duchovny.
Okay, we forgive you.
Even my PFP there, that's a play on, you know, they put Bart's face over David Duchovny's Simpsons character's face. So who's your man crush? Who's your man crush, Jay? No, nothing.
Clint Eastwood.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a really good one. That's a really good answer. Damn, now I feel like a homo for liking David Duchovny. Pretty boy.
I hate to admit it, but mine is probably Ryan Gosling. I actually really like him in pretty much everything he does. He's actually an excellent actor. Like, he has a lot of range and can play a lot of different characters incredibly well.
But he's such a liability in pass defense.
Right. That's the only thing I can't forgive him for. But that's what Tark is for. So we're all good.
Probably one of my favorite. I'll find the trailer here. My favorite Ryan Gosling movie, Lars and the Real Girl. Are you familiar?
Yes.
Are you familiar, Jay?
Yeah,
go ahead and spoil it for him.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the trailer. No. So yeah, he's like a shy, whatever dude in this.
Where's your girlfriend?
I don't have one.
Are you gay?
No.
Give this to somebody nice.
Mr. Sunshine, that new girl's kind of cute, huh?
Something's going on with him. I'm worried.
Maybe he wants to be left alone.
That's not what he wants.
Maybe it is.
Hey, I have a visitor.
Where did you meet this person?
I met her on the internet.
Yeah, well, everybody's doing that now.
Fucking sex doll.
You know, Bianca's a missionary.
She's religious. They don't have sex.
My little brother is crazy, right? I mean, he's crazy.
If I may, he appears to have a
Spoilers.
delusion.
What the hell is he doing with a delusion?
She loves kids.
Fantastic. When will it be over?
When he doesn't need it anymore.
They usually get worn out after about
Can we
18
fix
months
him?
or so.
Bianca's in town for a reason. This isn't necessarily a bad thing.
How can we help?
Oh yeah, she's
Go
handicapped,
along
so
with
that
it.
justifies
This
the
must
wheelchair.
be Bianca. Well, welcome.
It can be communication. It can be a way to work something out. Chances are he's been decompensating for some time.
We don't want anything to do with her.
What's the big deal?
She's a missionary. That's good, isn't it?
Hey, what are you doing on Friday? I was just thinking that maybe we could all go out.
Does she have a sister?
We shot a
They
woman
can't
that
show what
couldn't
happens
talk.
to her in the trailer, right?
They don't care.
Lars, we do care.
No, you don't.
That is just not true. Every person in this town bends over
They-
backwards to
They
make
played
Bianca
along
feel at
this
home.
whole charade for
We
you.
do it for you.
How'd you know?
How do I know what?
That you were a man.
You grow up when you decide to do right. And not what's right for you, what's right for everybody, even when it hurts.
I did mention that you stopped smoking pot to become a man.
You're not gonna.
That
go
kind
to
of
work
cut
today,
deep.
Cubs?
That was one of those
Okay.
things.
Well, Bianca could help you. You know, she has nurses training.
So I was talking about this movie after I first saw it with a guy that I worked with, and he was a real. I don't know, call him Jesse Sweet. He's a real country boy. You know, went to like a private Christian school. Kind of redneck, very like square. You know what I mean? And I'm sort of describing this movie. He's like, "Oh, what happens? They end up getting married, living happily ever after." And I'm like, "No, she drowns in a lake." The spoiler. Like, no, it's way different. I'm sorry to shatter your poor world, Jesse, but not all movies have happy endings. It actually has a happy ending, you know, because if you get somehow, you
I've never seen the. I've never seen the movie, but it just kind of, I don't know. It still seems like a troll for Oscar bait type of movie to me.
Oscar Gold. Oh man, I think I've shown the Oscar Gold trailer on here before, right?
Yes.
Okay. As if it wasn't bad enough that he was retarded and Jewish, he was also an alcoholic. Well, that whole episode of American Dad is one of my favorites. Tearjerker, I believe it's season 4. If anyone wants to look it up. But it's like James Bond, you know, theme, but, you know, American Dad. But there's just so many good jokes in it. Like, you know, so he makes a super sad movie so people will cry themselves to death, you know, watching this movie, Oscar Gold, about the retarded Jewish Anne Frank style Holocaust alcoholic with a cancer-ridden puppy character, Oscar, you know, and make people cry themselves to death. And he's like, no, it will. He's like, look at the test audience. And they're panning, like, you know, in Paris, oh, people are crying themselves, all these cities. And then they go to Tehran and everyone's just laughing instead of crying. Everyone's rolling on the floor laughing. And then they keep going to all the other ones, everyone's crying. Like, oh my God, it's so fucking funny.
Dude, American Dad has surpassed Family Guy. It's a much superior show.
It is.
Oh,
dude.
yeah,
It's so
way
good.
better.
So good. Brilliant jokes, dude. Like, I mean, I see like jokes on that show, and like it makes me like mad at myself. They're like, why am I so dumb? I can't come up with shit that clever.
And there's a lot of stuff with like Family Guy that they crossed over from subtle humor into a little heavy-handedness, and also just like Peter's character and Lois's character, the way they kind of built them out over the years, they get to be annoying, whereas like Stan was always kind of annoying, and then he becomes like, he kind of grows into that annoyingness. Like, it's the way the character development has been done between American Dad and Family Guy. American Dad has definitely aged a lot better and become progressively funnier over time, whereas Family Guy has kind of moved in the other direction. Like, it's a little more social commentary-ish and less straight up fucking hilarious.
Yes, that's a good way to put it.
What was didn't Stan like basically buy a TV show when his wife was going down the conspiracy rabbit hole? Like, what was it, Morning Mimosa?
Yes, and she was doing the podcasting. She's doing
that's it. Yeah.
the conspiracy podcasting, because he was trying to control what she sees. So you know, that's what it was. Yeah. So he had a Morning Mimosa so that he could control what she sees and keep her happy with the puppy dogs and, you know, the this and that. You know, the good morning news TV. You know, for women, that's just cheery. You know, that's what they need to be a good housewife. There's probably some truth to that.
And that's the funny thing about American Dad, is like you can see the truth in some of the family dynamics with Stan and Francine and Steve and Haley, and like it's It's hilarious.
Oh man, I just want to sit here and quote American Dad all morning now. But alas, you're almost
That
out of
same
time.
episode didn't Roger, wasn't he like hosting like conspiracy conventions in the attic or something?
Oh fuck yeah, something like that. The whole attic dynamic is a whole other thing. Wow, this board is really good considering it has
Roger's
no
bar in
parking.
the attic and everything is just hilarious. And all of Roger's different characters that he plays. What was the episode where one of Roger's characters is blackmailing the other one of Roger's characters? Like he's like created some sort of a cognitive split in his own brain, so like he doesn't realize that it's him that's doing it.
He just raped your trees, Sydney. He just raped them. And then he calls him. He's like, by the way, your sycamore had saplings. I made them watch. Sycamore had saplings. Oh, fucking Christ. Oh, it's so beautifully sick. Oh, my God. I made them watch. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, sorry for the blasphemy, guys. That's too much. That's too much. Oh, Christ. I don't know.
It's better for you to be a little bit blasphemous than to be retarded.
Yep.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.